our data is not sold, as ChatGPT or any other.
This is something that I already actively have done on this site.
Yeah, I have been doing SEO for the last 10 years.
Actually, just means I only have to do the one annotation. So it saves
Exactly.
me work, to be fair.
I'm also presenting the chess.com case, how we build up like the whole team and results and everything.
So I
Exactly.
my friend, he's been doing it wrong all this time.
We work the same way as a bank, where only you and the person you choose can access this data, and it is not shared.
Hi guys, today I'm joined by David Kaufmann. He is the co-founder of SEOCrawl.com. Now, if anyone hasn't heard or used this software, it's very much it's a Swiss Army knife when it comes to the SEO search console, sort of implementation of tests, seeing test data, impressions, crawls, clicks, everything to do with SEO. It's a tool that you should be utilizing. Now, I've used SEO testing.com myself many years, and recently have been swapping over to SEOCrawl because of me and David were just chatting on the various different changes in the UI, and it just seems a lot cleaner. So I thought, who better to get on the podcast than David himself, and he can talk us through it, and we can do like an in-depth dive. David, how are you doing?
Yeah, thank you so much, and super happy to be here to share with the community, and yeah, thanks so much for the invite.
Excellent. Yeah, well, obviously I had to reach out on LinkedIn. I was like, oh dear, it's going to be like one of them in-mail spam. And then luckily David seen the message, so that kind of went down quite well. Yeah, so obviously you've been around for a few years now, right? When did the SEOCrawl.com come about?
Yeah, I have been doing SEO for the last 10 years. And in terms of SEOCrawl, the history is actually like pretty crazy, because I was working with chess.com, like #1 chess platform, 200 million members. And the product itself was founded merely as an in-house product just for us. And suddenly then starting to grow, starting to be like useful for our company's agency. And we started making it public, its own branding, its own domain. And it will be like 4 years and a half, more or less.
Wow, that's big. That it's getting there. And I believe you just saying you're about to present at Brighton. Now, obviously, I've been to Brighton a few times, and I definitely think your tool is the right tool for that crowd.
I mean, I'm personally super nervous, because the team at Brighton is really great, and we had the opportunity to go a few times, but somehow for whatever reason we didn't have going there. And this year it's like, hey, we are building a very nice stand. I don't want to make like any surprise, but it will be like pretty related to chess, and we have like some nice things there. I'm also presenting the chess.com case, like how we build up like the whole team and results and everything. And yeah, super excited to be there, really.
No, that's honestly, I actually think the tool will obviously Brighton's kind of known as being more of the white hat SEO community, if you see what I mean. So I do definitely, if there is hats in SEO, Brighton is definitely the white one. But I definitely think it's a tool that obviously will go down very well in that crowd. Obviously, from my own personal background, I do quite a lot of tests, and it's one of the features that I absolutely love in the tool is the annotation feature.
Exactly.
Obviously, you can see the impact over. Usually, I'm kind of the guy who does it over 2 weeks, because I like to give the SERPs time to obviously readjust. But obviously, I can see it says 7 days, 2 weeks, or further. So I think what we'll do is we'll just dive into the tool. I'm going to open it up on my screen and share. Hopefully not bastardize it too much. And you can guide me, because there's definitely going to be elements. I'm very much a one-trick pony. So let's see how we get on here.
Yeah. I mean, as I was telling you before, like we started just a search console, better visualization data, building our own data warehouse, adding everything. And suddenly we have seen ourselves adding many nice features over the years. And yeah, I mean, I'm personally proud, because it's being like a 24/7 effort in the last 5 years. And I feel that's something that most of the times I think it doesn't get into consideration for some people, like the amount of resources, time, energy that you need to build the software. It's completely crazy. So huge kudos, to the big guys and the big names that because it's super hard.
I also imagine at some point as well, I assume with the data that you guys are you collecting the data? Are you just actively like syncing with it? Are you
Yeah,
collecting and saving it on
for,
your servers?
yeah, for me, this is very important. We are not a mirror, which means we don't call the API and then show you the results. We actually store the data. And for me, it's very important to highlight that security and the way we store it, it's super, super critical for me. And it's one of the first things we design. We work the same way as a bank, where only you and the persons you choose can access this data, and it is not shared. Our data is not sold, as ChatGPT or any others. Like, that's something like super super critical for me, because we have stock companies using SEOCrawl. We have some of the big names, big,
Yeah.
yeah. So we are so obsessed with security and privacy, and yeah, we store 100%, and that way, once you connect your project, you can get 16 months backwards, and then all everything afterwards, because data is not overwritten, which means you can get 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of data, and the same way with limits. Once you get 1,000 rows of data, you can keep exploring because we don't have those limits.
Which is then also quite an awesome thing when, if you think from an SEO point of view, if you've had a client who's been with you for many years, the reality is that if that client leaves, the new SEO company that's coming in has only got the past 16 months of data. He's not going to have the same level of data that you are using SEOCrawl, right?
Exactly. And many agencies actually like are pitching SEOCrawl as an added value because of that. It's like, hey, if you work with me, I work with your data, and it's not about technical improvements only for your website, but actually like I explode your data. I find like the nails and downs of like how things should be improved. So yeah.
Yeah, and then also I think a cool feature I think I've seen as well, because my friend's been using this for many, many years, and he says you can connect it up to like your own agency side. So it would be like app. Obviously, we run Searcharoo, so it could be like probably not app because that's where we sell all our
Report through
support.
SEO dot
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. And then obviously it's almost like it seems like a white label of your own software.
It is actually, because like 100% of the experience is personalized with your own logo, like the whole branding and colors of the menu gets changed to your own branding, so it feels like your own space. And actually, in terms of like the client only seeing your brand, it's much better than seeing our brand. Even if I love it, like your clients would prefer to see yourself.
It just keeps it all in house for the client as well, because then otherwise the client goes, "Oh well, I'll just replace them, get the tool myself," and then they think they know everything, and it all becomes a
Yeah.
bit. Um,
Exactly.
okay, so obviously I've loaded. I did try to load this, but I've only just loaded this project in, so it's still obviously generating. So I'll just go across here to the overview. So I don't know if you want to just chat through what we're seeing here, but obviously this is just an import from search impressions for the last 28 days is what I can see.
Yeah, actually, like from all the pages that we have on the site, this would be like the one that it's closest to Search Console. At the end, it's like 100% of the data with filters. Like where I feel we add like value and we add like much more intelligence is like all the other pages, like rank tracker of keywords with smart views, rank tracker of URLs, like annotations. Like if I'm not wrong, you can actually click on annotations and I can explain like the concept, even if we don't have like data yet. Like the second.
I won't actually have annotations in this one. I do have it in my own, but well, I can quickly swap over to my one in here, and then
In the menu, like the second one, annotations, in
yeah,
the left menu.
it's
Yeah.
loading, yeah.
So basically here, like by default, we track all the Google Core updates, which means like every time there's a Google Core update, we add it here and automatically we send you an email. That way you can easily see it, like how you were affected. And that's something very nice, because at the end, it's like being able to see all details. But where the magic really happens and where we feel like we have the highest potential is exactly what you did. It's like tracking individual changes. And
Yeah.
in order to do that, it's super easy. It just add annotations at the top right side. And then we say like, hey, what happened here? Well, I published this content, I made like a PR or link building campaign, I did like whatever. Then we have like this rich text to add any more details, like anything needs to be changed. And then very important, like what changed on the site? Like we are working on auto detecting that, but until that happens, like right now, it's like much more precise to do that, like site wide for an HTTP migration, like whatever that affects the whole site. And the most common use case is like single URL, several URLs, or list of URLs.
This is something that I already actively have done on this site. So you can see here, change page title. Obviously, it hasn't actually got. It was only, I think, 7 days ago, maybe, but
Yep.
it's starting to show a little bit. It would have been last week, but you can see here I've obviously added in monthly link building to a page title. I've defined the actual URL, and then I've just said all keywords, because what's important to the user, I think, as well, is that's all keywords for this specific page, right? And that's what
I always.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
I was just saying, that was the main thing that I had to ask was, is it all keywords and it's just going to do the entire site, or is it specific to this singular URL, which it is, right?
Exactly. It's like all keywords from that URL, because sometimes people were like selecting individual keywords. And from my perspective, we lose a lot of knowledge there. We added here just for like exceptions. But for me, it's very important that if we start ranking for new keywords that you didn't have like an eye on it, you discover it thanks to here. So all keywords just from the URL or list of URLs that you select.
Another thing that I did also notice, which I quite liked to do, and you might tell me I'm doing this wrong, so if you do. So let's say, for instance, this URL is the page that I've tweaked, and on this one I've said just all keywords. But let's say this page ranks for link building packages in the US. Obviously, the tweak that I've made, I might be trying to target more LSIs. So what I then also want to do is create a separate annotation to just monitor link building packages and say this is connected to this annotation here, just in case all of a sudden link building packages drops, is because I think we're number one for that at the moment, but that might go down, but actually then the LSIs are going up. That makes sense?
I love it. I mean, I like the approach. I mean, I think it's completely like fine to do that this way. If not, we have like another way, which is also like easy. If we close this pop-up,
Yeah.
and then we scroll down a little bit to the keyword section where we see like the individual here, like you see, like, and now it's still populating data. But if we filter then by search, like package, for example, we will see only the keywords that are related to packages. And that way, like both the results and the list of keywords are updated, and you can see actually like if it got collapsed. If you click top keywords, it will uncollapse.
Yeah.
Exactly here, yeah. So it will filter only those keywords. So that could be another option to say, hey, I'm interested in the overall growth, but if I filter only with this word, it will provide me the exact data. So that's another option.
It actually just means I only have to do the one annotation. So it saves
exactly
me work, to be fair. So I
exactly.
My friend, he's been doing it wrong all this time.
And then, I mean, we have many other things which I really love, and that connects other features. So if we go, for example, rank tracker of keywords in the menu, yeah, we have small video guides about 2 minutes to each concept. And I would love to show you something that for me it's pretty nice, and it's actually one of the top features. We scroll a bit down, and we will see below the graph like the list of keywords with all the data.
2 seconds. I'm just rearranging some browsers here. Yeah.
Great. And then we go manage tags in the right side. And we say rules. Okay, this is telling, hey, I would love to create a rule that it's packages for all the single keyword that contains packages, for example. So as a name, I can say like package keywords or package list or something like this. And then we can customize it with like an icon, like a nice thing to make it more visual. And contains, I would remove the last S, so as it's only packages, you know, like more global approach. Then we save it. Perfect. Now, both for the current keywords and the keywords that in the future contains package, automatically our system will detect already this tag. And now, like, the next step is where I feel like the magic happens. We refresh this page, please, to make sure we don't have, you know, any caching or anything strange. And now we will go back to the bottom, and we will say advanced filters, include in dimension keyword. We leave empty condition, and we go directly to tag where it says packages. Exactly. And instead of applying, we will click, no worries. Apply, okay, save, exactly. Perfect. Yeah, power user already of SEOCrawl. Yeah, and now we close this pop-up, and in the we can close.
Well,
Exactly.
Do we have to refresh or?
No, it's fine. Smart view and then select it.
Yeah.
Like the great thing is that the graph at the top was updated with like the real time performance. The KPIs at the top were also updated with like clicks, impressions, etc. It only reflects those keywords, and the list of keywords were also updated. So what I'm trying to show here is that we can actually build like the verticals of the company for all the services, all the business lines, and it's actually a matter of seconds. And this doesn't end up here. If I go right now in Rank Tracker in the menu, and I go top tags, like the third one, like tags, it will provide me like a daily update of all my business lines, updated, like brand, non-brand, like package keywords, question. And suddenly, if I'm seeing like a huge increase or a huge decline, I will immediately see why this is happening. Like it's branded because I appear on a TV spot, or it's actually like package services because I'm doing like a great SEO work. And if we do that like precisely for our main services, like the amount of high quality tracking that we can get is incredible. And we can do that for keywords and both URLs, like my core keywords or my company keywords. Like,
well, that'd be quite cool in the sense that if you imagine obviously physical silo structures where you could actually define your physical silo structure as one of the tags, and then that way you could see, because you know how sometimes Google can penalize a section of a website, but not necessarily the whole website, right?
I see that a lot. Like imagine like popular newspaper that they are selling like coupons and these things, and suddenly they see like boom, it's automatically measured.
No, that's awesome.
And then imagine that, you know, like for every SEO guy or SEO lady that I speak, they are always like super busy. And it's like, hey, I want to receive like automatic and proactive alerts of what's going on. Then we have alerts in the sidebar in the monitoring section, which will do that exactly that, like alerts. Yeah. This will pick up like all the top movements in terms of like clicks, impressions, or whatever you would like to define, and automatically send you by email, like every day, every 3 days. That way, imagine, for example, for packages, you are doing an amazing work. It's like 50% increase in clicks over the last 7 days, which means like it's working great. You will receive that by email, like, hey, you were doing great and you are doing much better now, or vice versa, like suddenly you were doing great for like foundational backlinks, and now you lose like whatever amount of traffic. And we can customize this as we wish.
No, that's cool. That's very cool. Obviously, as an SEO agency, you might be hiding some of these. Only the positive ones. That's it. Only the positives. That's very cool.
Yeah. And from the rest, we also invest like a ton of time in indexation. For example, it has been like a core product which tracks automatically like the sitemap, like you have it on the main menu, like indexation, and then updates you all the information in real time about the indexing status of your URL. So it connects the sitemap, authorizes the indexation API, and then automatically all the connection is done. Yeah, now it would say new service account, and then we connect the sitemap, and then it would automatically put everything there.
I'll have to do that later because I'm on the Google account.
Of course. And then something that gets sometimes a bit like hidden is about the task management system. In the bottom, we have like task, and in the first one, task again, it's actually like a Kanban structure where we have like all the priorities, like to do, in progress, QA, done. Every time something is moved to done, it gets an annotation added, which that way you don't need to remind. It's like, hey, create my SEO titles or publish this amount of pieces of content. Every time something is moved to done, automatically it gets added to annotation, and that way it's creating like a super efficient methodology. You have also like task templates. It's like unlimited power to manage, you know, like your own task, and this can be 100% customized.
Got you. So this is probably quite a good way of, because I've got like my team which might do like 4 or 5 page edits a day. So they could come in here, create the task themselves, or their manager creates the task themselves, and then
Exactly.
once they've done it, they just click done, and it will automatically add it into the annotation.
And especially if you are taking a look like backwards, like, hey, we did this task 1 month ago, but I don't remember like what was going on. In the annotation, it will provide you which type of task it was and what was changed. So that way it's super easy to have everything connected.
The only thing I would ask with this, so me just looking here from obviously working from the annotation side, obviously if they're annotating on a specific page, so they're editing a specific page, if they're in here, this isn't allowing it to assign to that specific page, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. Like, if you want, like, we can do a test together. Like,
Yeah,
let's say
let's do it.
title curation as a title.
I'll just say homepage or something. That'll do.
Yeah. And then we assign like whatever priorities, values, tags, like whatever, and then we save it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now mark it as done, please. Like, you can drag and drop if you wish.
All right. Okay. Let's go back. Yeah.
And then it says yes.
Okay.
And then here,
Okay.
like, if you want, like, let's do this annotation so as I can show you like the connection, like just.
Oh. Single URL.
Perfect. And for example, like today, yeah, that's perfect. And now, if we go back to annotations page, and it should be there like the last one. Yeah, perfect. Page title homepage. And look what happens at the top right side inside the page, like page title homepage inside. Yeah, perfect. You see related task. In this related task, if you click on it or you hover it, you will find exactly like the task that was changed. That way, like if we take a look like in 1 month or in 2 months, we will see exactly like what was changed.
So then you can find out who messed up the website and
Exactly. It was here. Exactly.
That's excellent. To be fair, that actually will help with workflow ourselves, because all I was doing was almost just adding annotations as they go, whereas this allows them to on the fly just create all the task list. It's a lot easier.
And then, for example, like what we try to invest like a lot of time and knowledge is in the type of like top changes. Like if there is like a Google Core update or there's something like messing up, instead of needing to invest like a lot of times in identifying like which keywords or URL were affected, we have the rank tracker in the menu. And then in the first column, we have top changes, like the fourth option. Yeah. That will basically make all the analysis for you without needing to do anything concrete. Like, hey, what's growing in terms of clicks in the last 90 days, for example? I will provide you like link building agency, great word, by the way, link building services, link building service, and it will provide you like all the URLs that are capturing this traffic. Or hey, vice versa, we are losing traffic, like what's going on? Then we click on decreased on the first filter, and then it will provide me like everything that it's not going great at the top, like decreased. Yeah. Yeah, like in branded keywords. Maybe that's seasonality, that's something like bait. But let's actually find out. If I click Searcharoo, like your keyword, I will provide you a comprehensive analysis of seasonality. Like, hey, how many searches do I have in every month? It's like the number of clicks growing or declining, like what's going on. And everything will be updated like every single day without needing to do anything like manually.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
And
Well,
then
that's an example of this. So if we go into this brand, I don't know whether or not.
I will also check, like if it's normally takes like a few minutes, but I will double check in case it's there already. Hey, yeah.
Yeah. So where did we just go before? Sorry.
Yeah, rank tracker top changes. Yeah.
Decreased. So this one's quite a cool one because I know these are quite a big branded search, but also it's seasonality because they're garden furniture in the UK.
Okay.
So you can see, obviously, if we go last 90 days,
and you can compare like month over month, like last 90 days versus previous 90 days, or year over year, which would be like exact time frame, but the last year.
Yeah. So yeah, previous last year apply.
Yeah, I was expecting it to load a bit more like slower, but we are investing like a lot of resources into speed, so I'm happy to see it. No, because at the end, like we are sticking out billions of points of data for every
Mm.
single analysis, and sometimes like it could take a little bit longer, but happy to say it's working so fine.
That's quite interesting. They've had a lot less branded SERP this year versus last year. Previous 90 days, and then previous,
You
obviously.
know, you make a really great point that sometimes when people think about SEO, they believe it's like 100% pure technical improvements or content improvements. And for me, SEO is the connection of everything. It's like, hey, people is searching less our brand. Like, how do we make it like it's like local SEO? Do we need like more local advertisement, or we need to invest in PR? So it connects everything if like data is used correctly.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. So, like this, as a prime example, would be right. Have we reduced paid ads? Have we reduced social media ads? Well, this is
Exactly.
now having a detrimental effect on branded search volume.
Exactly. And like I need to say that I love like Semrush, Ahrefs, and all the big names, and I feel like they are really great for special things. But somehow they have established themselves like as an authority in reporting when their data, like most of it, it's not right for reporting. And I'm super tired of seeing in a good way like SEO reports to management teams making like screenshots of Ahrefs and Semrush because it's like, hey, this data is not wrong. It's like great estimates to understand the market, but that's why SEOCrawl was created, to really offer like 100% accuracy. And
It's kind of like one of the reasons. So I don't do a lot of consultancy work, but when I do, or my team do consultancy work, the only ever thing I say to we don't do glossy reports like at all. We have your access to Search Console, and you will see your impressions and clicks start to go up. That's all you should care about. Like, we don't give you a glossy report to try and fake the work we're doing. You should see increases in Search
yeah,
Console. You know what I mean? Where it's
and
clear to the person.
like in approximately like 1 week, I will also have like good news for you because we are launching a new reporting system which will automate 100% of the reporting work. You will make one report, which is all the widgets and information you need to have for your client. It's like international SEO, local SEO, like these keywords or the other. And this report will be generated automatically with insights for you every week or every month. And that's something we have been working for months, and it's like there to be launched, and super excited.
Will
I
that report also implement like how many annotations you've made on the SERP and stuff like that?
exactly.
Like
It's
tasks?
like 100% summary of like the month and everything that happened this month.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That is cool.
And then if I can show you something outside SEOCrawl, it's like that our roadmap is 100% public. I'm just sharing the link here with you.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. And it's something where we invest like a lot of time, and it creates like a very special connection with the community. And I just shared the link.
Yeah.
It's our roadmap in real time, updated like publicly, where we show all the features that we would love to develop, like kind of like the timing that it's updated every month, like depending on the priorities. And people get a lot of comments, traction, like I would love to have this or this, and it's super exciting. If you click like the screenshot of the Excel file here, like this one, it's actually like our roadmap in real time, and it's super nice.
This is a man who likes a spreadsheet.
Yeah, like people get super excited always. And also, I didn't share, but recently, like a few weeks ago, we published our book. It's like no AI, 100 pages done by me and the team,
Right.
and explaining like how to take the profit of SEOCrawl, like every single step based on 10 years of experience. So step by step, we are really trying to push the world to a better reporting, and
No,
it's hard, to
yeah,
fight with the big names, but we are there.
no, that's awesome. When it comes to, so the one feature that I see that is slightly different when it comes to SEO testing in this tool is they allow you to do like, so for instance, if you're working in a silo on the site or like a small section of the website, they allow you to do like a group test where you can group a whole. Are you able to do that?
Yes, not yet, but we are launching it approximately in 1 week. We developed also this feature like a few months ago, and we had like some complex issue about like group testing, etc. And it's super close also to be launched, where you will be able to define a selected group of URLs like a test
Yeah.
group, and then variant A, variant B, and C. And especially visually, it will be like 100% automated, and it will be so great because right now annotations is like before after testing, and this would be actually like A/B testing in real time.
In real time. No, that's awesome. No, that's one thing that I was also asked to ask about to see if it was coming to SEOCrawl as
Yeah,
well.
you
So,
know, we have like so many fronts that sometimes it's difficult like to keep up to date because
yeah.
it's like we are also launching like a small cloud screening frog, like a full crawler. We are also like A/B testing, like reporting. It's like so many things at the same time.
I'm going to ask because I haven't looked into this too deeply yet. So let's say, for instance, obviously I do quite a bit of server logs and server log analysis where I want to see how often, because I know you're pulling the data out of GSC, so you're going to be seeing obviously the Google crawl data. Is there a way to see how often a page or if there's been an influx of the crawler hitting pages on here?
Kind of. And right now, like log analysis is scheduled for like Q3, Q4 this year for us, like in mass scale. Yeah, log analysis, kind of. Like sometimes this timing could vary, but it's like scheduled for August. And then right now, the information that we can see thanks to the indexation API is like the last crawl data from Googlebot. And this, if you click on any of the URL of
The
your site,
URLs. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, for example, at the left side, yeah, here, you click like any URL,
Yep.
and the second side that appears is actually like last Googlebot crawl data, and it's nice because it also provides if it has any crawling issue or any technical problem. And soon, what we would love to do is like try to add if the Googlebot visits were up or down, to see if they were like more interested.
That's what I was trying to work out because that would be quite cool. Because then, obviously, if you've been building, let's say, or growing your links in certain areas of the website, whether or not that is then having an impact on crawlers, you'd be able to probably identify that.
Right now, like we are approaching that with a different angle. We're using right now the word performance, like in the graph, we are adding keyword distribution, like exactly here, which will means like how many keywords are ranking for that URL. And that will be this also a great indicator, like you're ranking 10 keywords, and suddenly after your LinkedIn campaigns, you have like 20, 30, or 100, and maybe they don't reflect yet on clicks, but seeing this
Yeah,
query
yeah,
counting growth,
of growth.
it's also like a great indicator. So this could also help at least for now.
This is like something where I often say that is to me where, because loads of people say, links, good links, bad links, toxic links, all of this. Like, to me, there isn't really such a thing. There's links where they'll help increase crawl budget, or there's links where they won't help increase crawl. That's
Agreed.
basically it. Like, that is what a link is kind of designed to do, to push the Google bot or the Google crawler through to that section of the site. And that's like a cool feature that you potentially going to integrate at some point, where you can kind of go, well, actually, I've built these 5 links, and clearly these 5 links have had a big impact. I probably want more links from these websites to other pages.
And like annotations was designed for that. Like I'm telling you, SEOCrawl, that I made like 3 link building campaigns, how this affected in query counting or how this affected in traffic, like it's working or not. It was like a plain link with no effect, or was really
Yeah,
moving the nails.
no, that's awesome. That's very, very cool. I think another feature I quite liked on this was, let me have a look. I quite like this part, primarily because you've already automatically assigned the regex for questions, right? Like, how, why, what, where, when. So if
Exactly.
you click into here, it would actually pull out obviously everything, and you can very quickly see, you might not actually have pages on these, so you can very quickly find out, oh, this could just be a H2 on one of the pages. Why don't we expand this?
Yeah. Can you try something, please? I see like the KPIs at the top are broken. Like, could you please go rank tracker keywords? Because we are actually like deprecating this page. And now in the first filter where you see search intent, like let's click questions. Yeah, search map and then questions.
Yeah, this is
We
all
are,
freshly added, so just anyone clicking on, obviously,
yeah,
it's all
that
saved
works.
still. Yeah.
That works. You know, like right now we have like too many pages and we are trying to consolidate everything into one single place to make it like more user friendly or more concentrated. So this page is 100% accurate now.
Yeah, so now you can see, like, for instance, this, how much does a dining table weigh? Like, obviously, this here is actually a product. So it could be that this page, so I'd want to check this for cannibalization to see whether or not this is cannibalizing or not. But it could just be, actually, we just need to create a page on this. Obviously, the impression count's a bit crap. So maybe
And
we wouldn't make a page on this one because the impressions are tiny, but maybe sort by impressions first and then obviously go by that, right?
And I will be honest, like sometimes I get like pretty frustrated on LinkedIn because I see like Looker Studio reports which are like super basic and they easily get viral, like hey, comment here to get your report, etc. And those are reports that are used once and then directly to the trash. And
Yeah.
that's why I feel SEOCrawl is making a difference because it's like you don't need to care about technology or uptime. Like this will always ever work and you need to care only about strategy, implementation, and proving results for yourself or your client. And that sometimes, you know, it's hard to spread the word about SEOCrawl, but I feel we are working on the right direction and we are trying, you know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a cool, like, for instance, yeah, like this is a cool like, again, it's a product page. It's had at least 300 impressions in I think it was last year. Yeah, last year, give or take. Well, no, that's only the last 3 months. So, let me
Last
go.
90 days, yeah, exactly.
This will probably change quite a bit more because it's a very seasonal product, and obviously it's
Yep.
winter in the UK, so these numbers are probably changed drastically. Yeah,
You're pushing the server, eh? 12 months of data.
yeah, there we go. So this is now obviously straight away you can see here there's an FAQ page, so that's pretty cool. There's a Wiki page, so these are now starting to pull in the right. But even on this one, this is still a product page. So how to clean a parasol could be a perfect page to then look to publish. So you could then make a task. Let's see if I can. Can you at this stage click and create a task?
Eh, let's go to a URL. It's like kind of like from your user scenario, I would love it, but not yet possible. What you can do now is like go inside a URL, like click it here, like whichever you wish, please.
Let's just click on this one. Yeah.
And then if you go to the bottom in the health analysis where we say like recommendations, etc., you can actually create a task at the right side, and it will provide you everything. For example, here we have HTTP links at the bottom, and then you have a plus sign at the right side here,
Yeah.
and it will provide you all the issues, everything that is wrong. Like if something, for example, here it's supposed to have like HTTP links from like products or whatever they pages.
Yeah.
So that could be like a nice fix because you can assign directly, hey, we found these HTTP links here. So it's like a nice
It'd
tool.
be quite cool. I don't know if you're going to implement this though, but if I'm sat on the top keywords bit and I find a little keyword in here that we don't have a page for, if I can on the fly make a task for the team.
Let's see, like I have been thinking about this like last week, like instead of the drop down of the task menu, I would love to have like a plus icon. So as you can get like this
Yeah.
immediate click.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I love it. Thank
Like
you.
a hovering plus, so I can just click plus here and add a task to this page.
I love it.
Create a new bit of
And
content.
you know, like I love your approach of things because this is why SEOCrawl was founded. You know, like we have real data. It's very easy if you get a bit of experience to understand opportunities, and then it's very easy to also measure. So it's just a matter of like project management of identifying the opportunity, coordinating with the team, then annotation, and it's like a circle that goes again and again. It's very difficult to not get results if you follow that methodology.
No, exactly that. Is there any other core features that we haven't? So this one I quite liked, cannibalization, because obviously that basically tells you which pages are cannibalizing, right? What keywords are cannibalizing with a bunch of pages, right?
Like seeing your approach, I think like your number one most used feature will be links, like in the monitoring part, because that's creating like a lot of nightmare for many agencies. So companies and professionals investing like thousands of like pounds, euros, dollars in all their campaigns, but many of these newspapers are playing like the bad role of changing tone of follow, removing, like like even if like contracts are signed, like I'm seeing like a huge dramatic loss of links, of money, of authority. So this basically allows you to monitor them every single month automatically. You download like an Excel template where you paste like where this was published and who should we follow, like which link, and then automatically we take the follow no follow attribute, like the alt text, like everything. And in case like some newspaper or media changes that, you receive an alert in real time. So that way you can recover money, authority, and
Does
everything.
this also, once you add the links, are you then able to see it within like the annotation section? So if a link drops, would it flag that links have dropped and then?
Right now, we just select, like we just monitor like the links you manually uploaded it,
Yeah,
and then if they change like the attribute or they get removed.
yeah, yeah. No, that's cool. That's very cool. I'm trying to see
You
if
know,
there's any.
folders for me, it's also like pretty huge because especially for silo sites and depending on how you have structured things, you can open the dropdown and then it will provide you all the different folders and subfolders that you have. And in case of identifying, like I'm not sure why you're not seeing the dropdown. Like at the left side of the menu, you should have like a dropdown here. Oh yeah,
It's just
but it's
very grey.
yeah, I'm not sure why. I see it right, but don't worry. I will take a look. So basically, we were speaking about huge sites that you don't know, like where things went up and down. So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
will
yeah, yeah.
immediately tell you, like, hey, what's going well and what not.
So if I show 20, I just like making the server load loads. Show 25. Yeah, so I can then say, oh, this section here, this has went down, so I could look into this. It could just be less search volume or whatever, but obviously
Exactly.
you find that when you're on.
Imagine, for example, for e-commerce, like my shop, my blog, like long tail traffic versus commercial traffic, like there are infinite possibilities.
Let's click onto this one to see this one. Interesting. We got data on this one. So yeah, you can see here. Yeah, this is cool. This one's cool as well.
And
Just
then
on
you
the fly reporting, right? So I can
exactly.
very quickly scan through. I guess this is also quite cool where if someone's, so for instance, on some consultancy calls, someone might share access to their site. I can very quickly load in and go, well, look, I can see these clusters are suffering in the last 90 days or whatever, and this is where we should probably spend some attention.
Exactly. And at the end, like you have the knowledge of the company in terms of like revenue and priority. So it's like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
we are losing here, but it doesn't matter. But we are losing here and we risk like 50% of the revenue. So
yeah, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. No, this is very cool. When it
and
comes to
actually,
the average position, yeah, is this by all countries or can I set this?
yeah, right now, if you click like show filters at the
Okay.
top,
All right.
you can filter by country or even tag. And that way it will be like much more accurate. Otherwise, as you were mentioning, it's like global average position.
No, that's much better.
And especially you can drop down also like the retailers part. If you click again retailers at the drop down, you will see all the sub URLs of retailers. So the amount of granular detail you can get is like unlimited.
Oh Christ, that's me. That's one of my little subsites. I'm one of their highest impressions. What's going on? No, that's actually very cool. The cool thing about this is obviously some of the features as well. I can then on this video share with my team, so my team can implement and start to work through as well, which is
And
all.
we get a lot of questions about how to work with teams, and for us it's super easy. You can invite the team directly here as if they were partners, so as they can comment, they can make analysis with you, or sometimes you can simply share like the dashboard as a shareable link, so as they can get all the data in real time. So it's like depending on how much involvement you would like to have from the team, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
No, it's very, very, very cool. Is there any other main things? I quite like the top changes.
Yeah,
I think we went through that just before, didn't we? Okay, top changes,
yeah.
keyword distribution. That's
Keyword
good.
distribution is what it's improving a lot right now. We are adding it like a URL level, rank tracker of keywords, rank tracker of URLs. So basically, you'll be able to measure like the impact on keyword rankings and query counting of every single URL, and it's working really well.
It's also very impressive at how quick this is loading, considering the data. There's quite a bit of data in here. It's pulling.
Yeah.
That was like instant load, to be fair. Like,
You know, we started with just a few projects a few years ago, and now we see like over 30,000 projects and very, very big ones. So the amount of billions of data we have in the server is pretty huge.
yeah, no, it's very, very, very impressive. Um, Yeah, so you guys, yeah, what I like the most, I think, is just the UI. The UI is so clean and like it's not confusing. Whereas I think when you're quite used to SEO testing, it isn't the nice, it's not the cleanest UI. Let's just put it that way. Versus this,
and
it's a lot cleaner.
and I follow them a lot. They are doing great work, and of course,
Yeah.
this is about like improving. But it's true that we sometimes get messages about like the people changing to SEOCrawl from the UI. But yeah, we try, you know.
So what's this opportunities tag? Talk me through it. Is this
Yeah, it's still at the early stages, I would say. It provides you the keywords and URLs will have the highest level of impressions and
yeah,
then the lowest amount of clicks. So it reflects like if you could get like improvements to those keywords and pages, you probably would get like a ton of traffic. And right now it's as simple as that, but we are trying to add like a more clever approach, saying, hey, which type of recommendations you could apply, which type of changes you could make.
Yeah, so for instance, when I pointed out before there was product pages ranking for like how-to keywords, it could maybe pull in opportunities here to say create content around these questions.
Exactly. Exactly. For me, that's like the most difficult part that we are trying this year to provide actually like potential and real recommendations. Like not just circle show like you have one broken page or whatever, but actually like, hey, if you create a content piece around this topic, it could bring a lot of high quality traffic. Or if you merge these two pages that are covering the same search intent, it could provide you value. So try to make like more clever recommendations.
Yeah. So this is, I guess, one way you would do it is just within this opportunities filter by questions, and then you can obviously at least see impressions. And obviously, this is only the last 7 days.
This is perfect. And maybe you have already this page, or maybe it's ranking for the wrong
Exactly.
page as we saw. So exactly.
So then when you add the nice little plus sign, I can just go here and go plus and create a nice article here, please, team.
I mean, our team is pretty fast and really, really good. So please
So by the
expect this
time this
button.
goes out, there'll be a little plus sign here, which will add a task.
Exactly, exactly. Like I'm serious about having this week. I mean,
That's good. That's cool. Because like obviously that just for someone who's I don't obviously spend huge amounts of time within this sort of level of data because that's the team's job. But obviously, if I'm just top level overview and notice something, it'd be awesome that I can just very quickly click plus, add a task, assign it to the manager, and then they're on with it.
exactly, exactly.
No, it's actually a really really cool tool. So, have you got any other little hints and tricks that you like features wise?
I mean, like I think we covered like most of the important things. Probably we didn't speak about like the monitor, like the code monitor, which
Yeah.
is below alerts, and it's also very important for me because you know, as an SEO professional, we invest a lot of time in terms of like configuring everything, making sure everything works great. But then sometimes the team changes something or a page gets broken, and we lose all our effort. So this basically monitors automatically all our top pages by organic traffic, and it allows us to measure everything: robots.txt, titles, tag manager, analytics. So in case anything of these changes, you can define the frequency in which you would like to receive those changes, and you are safe. It's like, hey, I know that if something gets broken, I will be alerted as up, and I can sleep well and make sure that everything is going under control.
Yeah, because the amount of times where I've been on a call and someone like it was actually, to be fair, a new business partner. We just signed a business deal with them, and they said, "Oh, well, actually, in February, our traffic looks down in February, but it's because we'd accidentally pushed the staging site live, and it had a no index for 2 weeks. They were on a no index tag on their whole site, and it took 2 weeks for them to realize that it was."
1 hour here.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would have been a prime example where they would have had an email within an hour, and oh bollocks, we need to change that.
Exactly.
And to be fair, that's actually quite like it's not just on them. I've done that before in the past. You know, you publish from staging to live, and you maybe haven't changed the robots or text and forget.
And for example, now that we are speaking about staging environments, in the top folders part where we were, like rank tracker top folders, like in URL, sorry, in like the second column
Yeah.
here. And I always recommend that once you set up the Search Console property, to make it in a domain level and not in property level. What does it mean? If I add property, it just goes domain plus subfolders. If you add the domain property, it grabs all the subdomains, which means like if you make a mistake in terms of staging or test environment, it will also display it here, and you will see it raising like clicks, impressions, etc., and you will see that something is broken. So that way, this also controls like any subdomain that shouldn't be indexed and is getting traction. So this also is very important for me to make sure that anything except the main domain gets indexed.
I guess it could also be a good way. No, because that would only pull from search content. I was going to say if you potentially had like ads running, but it would only pull in from
No, it works actually, because we have GA4 data,
the
and that pulls
GA4.
data from Google Ads, social, and everything. And you will have like a full dashboard of performance. This dashboard is being like we changed now with many UI improvement, but you will also have like paid data and everything here.
Because that's what I was thinking was you'd be able to see if maybe on the fly you can say, oh well, we haven't spent as much this month on paid ads, which is then having the knock-on effect on everything else.
Exactly.
No, that's very
And
good.
if you integrate GA4, like in the rank tracker of pages where you saw a URL performance, you are
Yeah.
able to see in one single page Search Console performance plus GA4 performance. So as you can measure pages with a lot of impressions and low conversions, on pages with a ton of conversions and low traffic, and everything.
No, that's awesome. Very, very cool. Is there any features that you're excited about coming up on the roadmap?
Reporting. I mean, it's
Reporting?
been there for months. It's like our own Google Slides, but internally doing like from scratch. It's amazing. I promise.
I quite like this idea, the time tracker. Is that to track team?
Actually, this is planned for May, but it can come in end of March, April, because basically you are not able to only make like time tracker for tasks to measure like the efficiency of the team, but you can also assign like revenue and numbers. Like, hey, this person costs this amount of money per month. These are the tasks. These are the clients that are paying me this fee, and the system does all the maths for you as an agency level. Like, hey, I paid like this amount of money, team was this level of efficiency, and then I'm getting this profit. And it's actually like accelerating a lot the progress there.
So what's the WordPress plugin that's coming into play?
Like you detected one change, one improvement on SEOCrawl, and then you need to log into WordPress, make the change, and then go to annotations. So we are trying to remove all the steps and make sure that with our own WordPress plugin, you can do changes directly from SEOCrawl, and automatically they are published to production and are tracked automatically in annotations. So it's like from 10 steps.
Can it not go the other way around? So you could update it in WordPress and then it would annotate into
Both sides. Like
Yeah.
if I need to update or publish content from SEOCrawl, you can do it. If you need like an annotation added, making the update in WordPress, it will also happen. Yeah,
That's pretty cool because then obviously most of the team will be sat inside WordPress 9 times out of 10, and if they can just do the changes and then No, that's awesome. That I'm guessing that one could be. It looks like quite a long development time. Is that going into 2026? Is it?
I
Or
mean, I'm not sure. Like this is what I mean. Our optimistic and our forecast is really huge, but I'm not sure if we will get to everything. But we are trying really hard.
the only other one I'm quite, although you guys have as a low priority, which makes me very, very sad. I'm quite excited about the log analysis one because
Yeah,
we spend a lot of time, and you wouldn't believe the amount of bugs that
I
you
know.
find when checking server logs. So
Yeah,
obviously,
here
really cool there.
it's more about cost because like the infrastructure you get and everything, it's pretty expensive. So, and I'm not sure about it, but
So
we'll get
hopefully,
there.
writing SEO goes very, very well for these guys, and then this becomes a high priority task.
it's it's in your hands. I mean, the more support we receive, the faster we can get.
No, that's great. No, I think it's been really enlightening, to be fair. And obviously, the team will be. I'll probably be using this video to train my own team a little bit more on some of the tools. And I'm also going to hop on a call and tell my friend that you don't need to add a second annotation to check the additional keywords you made. You can just do it. Because he said he prefers doing it on the annotations point because then you can on the fly see rather than having to dig in. But no, I think he's wrong. I don't like the idea of the second one. But no, it's been great chatting to you, David.
Yeah,
Um,
it was big pleasure. Thank you.
whereabouts is your stand at Brighton? Is there do you know whereabouts it is, or is it just in Brighton somewhere?
No. I mean, we made like a huge investment, and it will be like the first stand you will ever see once you get that in Brighton. So we're number one stand, and it's like the first stand that goes in front of you once you enter the hall.
So if anyone's attending the Brighton SEO conference, then obviously feel free to go and chat to David and the team, and I'm sure you'll be amazed by the software. Obviously, I would say it's transforming the whole market when it comes to easeability of reporting. And I would also encourage any SEO agency who is doing SEO, because I know that is also something that happens a lot. SEO agency doesn't always do SEO for some reason. Utilize the tool and obviously maximize the benefits for the customers as well. David, you've been great to chat to, mate.
Yeah, thanks so much, and I'm super happy to have been here. Thank you.
And I'll also, at the bottom of the link, I'll put in the links to SEOCrawl.com, and obviously you can jump on a call with David if you want to have a talk through it as well. Cheers, David.
Thank you.